Craft beer, casual conversations. Tagline. I'm Drew, your host. My guest, Amanda Nimmer, and her BF, Kaven.
Yay!
He actually got upgraded.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh, did you not know we're engaged?
And this is Dudes with Brews on the Porch.
Yeah, man, it's time to dive into another great beverage. It's Dudes with Brews on a Porch. Gonna check in with my friend Drew for this week's episode. Who's he gonna talk to? What are they gonna talk about? And what are they gonna drink? What are you waiting for? Get your ass off the lawn and come on to the porch. It's Dudes with Brews.
Okay, wait. You got engaged?
Did you not know?
No.
Motherfucker didn't listen to my podcast, apparently.
Which one?
I was bitching about, like, family pressures.
Oh, no, I did not. I'm sorry. I'm going to now.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no.
I'm not Facebook a fish, talking to the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mrs. Podcaster, you know this.
Dude, I'm fucking tired. So fucking tired. No, we got engaged on his birthday. I would tell the story the way it should be, but your child is within earshot.
Is it like, did he do it the same way he said I love you?
Pretty close.
Oh.
No. It was on his birthday. I gave him his birthday gift. I went to go take a shower because we were meeting with our mortgage person that day. Because,
okay.
That's what you do. You do adults. Actually went to the DMV.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was a great birthday for him.
I like the DMV as well.
Yeah. So I got out of the shower, and this is how it happened. And I swear to God, I thought he was asking for something else. He put his hand on my shoulder, and he's like, while I do like my gift, to love the other one, what I really want, and in my head, I'm like, we don't have time for a birthday blowjob.
Oh, wow. We're not going to say that. I'm going to pause this real quick. Okay, I think we're kind of back. This computer is a piece of crap, often referred to as a third co-host. Oh, my God. Hold on.
It's like when the
What is going on? Okay, we're back here. So you got out of the shower and you said that thing that you just said, and then he asked you.
He went on his knees, and I'm like, that's not how this works. I know it's been a while, but that's not the order of operations here.
Okay, great.
And it wasn't till the ring came out that I was like, oh,
awesome. Well, I'm excited for it. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
Yeah, it's been kind of spoiled, though.
What do you mean?
I don't know. There's been way too much going on. Like, his mom didn't care that much.
That's not nice.
Yeah, no.
Well, I'm excited for you. If that.
Yay!
Yeah, good.
Friends.
Yes, exactly. Well, maybe this beer kind of goes hand in hand with the way that I took that news. We're going to be drinking something called the Brown Note. It is the artwork is what drew me in right away. It's a tattooed man with love handles and a little poop stain on his undies. So it's amazing craft beer. As you would guess, it's a brown ale. It's an American brown. And the details on it says, caution, so good it will make you shit yourself. The brown ale to end all brown ales. Enjoy it because there's no longer any reason to drink another. You've reached the pinnacle. A healthy blend of traditional British malts give this popular style a semi-sweet, biscuity, slightly roasted flavor. Oats thicken the mouthfeel, and the handful of specialty malts and complex chocolate, toffee, and caramel notes. There's a lot to it. The hops are mostly traditional, earthy British hops, but I thought it was American.
That's what we do.
We've done that from the British, I think. But
it's not tea.
We've cocked it up a bit, they say, with some Cascade late in the boil just to show those snooty Brits that we don't approve of monarchy crap.
There we go.
I like
the
it.
Americanness.
According to the can, you are supposed to drink it from the can at 48 degrees. I think it's a little colder than 48 degrees. It is 5% alcohol, and it is 20 on the IBUs. So Kaven's going to be testing it as well as myself. What do you want to say?
Hi.
Hello.
This is Madison. This is me, Pew Pew.
Did you try it already?
I did.
What do you think of it?
It smells like I can smell it. That's a thing.
It definitely does have a thick in the mouth feel.
Mm-hmm. It's from Louisville, Kentucky, which is pretty cool. Against the Grain Brewery. It's not bad.
No, it is actually really good. I'm enjoying the first few sips so far.
This is like a game day beer, I feel like. This is what you would bust out at a Green Bay Packer game.
With pride.
Well, yeah, absolutely with pride. Maybe if they're playing the Browns, that would really go hand in hand.
You ever watch The League?
Of course I've watched it. It ended really dumb, but I have watched it.
But
yes.
it just makes me think of Taco's brown note.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Is the brown note a thing? Did Mythbusters do that?
They did. It's not a thing.
Bummer. I wish it was.
Right?
It would make constipation so much easier.
It sure would. So, Amanda, you host your podcast, Lady Bitch Time.
I do.
How's that going? You enjoying it? You enjoy the podcast lifestyle? The creative freedom that you have?
I will have to admit, I suffer from pure procrastination at its finest.
Me too, sometimes.
Yeah, and like I normally don't do it till the day before, normally at the last possible minute, because that's just when my creative juices are flowing, because I'm like, crap, I got a deadline.
Well, your podcast is kind of, you can procrastinate because something could happen to you and you could be like, yo, I need to make this an episode right now.
Mm-hmm. Basically. Yeah.
So your last one was the pit bull drop off.
Jesus,
but I have seen that on social media a little bit, and whereas I probably would never buy a pit bull, just because I don't know, they're not my type of dog. I like the pugs. I like the ankle biters. I like the little.
But see, it's the tinier dogs that are often the angriest.
Yeah.
Because people don't take them seriously as dogs.
My sister's dog is the biggest piece of shit in the world. His name is Olaf. He's at least 50%. I think he's half beagle, half basset hound. Or not basset hound, dachshund. And he just doesn't stop. He's like an annoying cat that just doesn't leave you alone. He jumps on you, licks you, you push him away, and then he comes back. Kind of like what Madison's doing right now. I told her to give me some space. I'm trying to work here, and she keeps on creeping back to me. Scoot over, child. We snug later.
We snug later.
Yeah. That's what happens when you got an 8-year-old, 9-year-old. Sorry, you're 9.
No, if
Almost
it bounces
10,
when it barks,
almost 10.
it's not a dog.
I'm gonna be 10 this year.
10 this year, yeah. I don't know. I like the little ones. I like the pugs, but yeah, I've seen the posts of the pit bull thing, and I think it's pretty cruel.
It just
You shouldn't
pisses
do
me
that.
off that they're just like pit bull, like it's just that breed right now. But I mean, it's been German Shepherds, it's been Huskies, it's been Dobermans, it's been Labs at one point. I mean,
Really? Labs?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
They're
there
friendly.
are people who are just afraid of all dogs are vicious. Any dog can turn on you.
I got attacked by a Great Dane one time, and I still like Great Danes. I mean, Scooby-Doo is the man. Along with your marriage thing, are you gonna hopefully get some kids going?
Yeah, speaking of that,
Oh my God, you're just dropping all this news on me right now. What? No wonder why you're not drinking. Oh my God. Well, that's exciting. Well, congrats.
yeah, that's why the engagement's been fucking ruined.
Oh, well, this is great. I'm excited for you.
Life lesson learned.
And
Baby
there's-
trumps engagement.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then it says poop on your thing. It's got the picture of the dogs, and it says, "Oh great, more poop."
Yeah.
We're drinking thing about poop, and it's
it
totally
just
coincidental.
It just works.
I got my poop shoes today. It's great.
Yeah, that's great.
Everything's about poop.
Well, you're dropping some mad news on me right now. I was not expecting this.
Speaking of that, not like anybody knows about that.
So we're like announcing it to the world right now.
Well, yeah,
we're dropping some
kind of.
podcast history.
Kind of, yeah.
Pregnancy announcement.
Yeah. Well,
Engagement, pregnancy.
yeah, no, it's
Looking
not
to get a
fun.
house.
So, oh, Jesus, that's a thing.
Are you doing it? You're looking for houses?
Yeah, so we put an offer in on a house, and some dinghole that just has 85 grand cash dropped a cash offer right behind us.
Yeah, dude just walking around burning a hole through his pants. You know what? I'm going to buy this house that these people might want.
That's
Let's
crazy.
do that.
It's like he kind of like prices right to you, like.
Yeah, they went up one.
Yeah, 79,000. I'll give you 79,001.
Yeah, no, it was stupid. The house was on the market for like a month. They had like one offer before we put ours in, and then the day after we put ours in at like 9:30, he just comes in. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna drop 85 grand.
Jeez.
Here you go. Here's cash."
That's nuts. That's nuts. Well, you'll find something, but
Yeah.
oh well, that's really exciting. So
No, there's a freaking time limit on it because I'm telling you, I am not having this kid with my damn roommate, dude. No.
well, how far are you?
It'll be 11 weeks on Monday.
11 weeks. Oh, so this is fairly new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's very exciting. So you got some
I thought
time.
it was a cyst.
God.
Hashtag not assist.
No, the story's pretty good. Like
hear it.
it's a little dramatic. we got engaged, and then a couple weeks later, I started feeling like pretty, like something was wrong, and I was feeling mostly pain, and I'm like, oh, great, so I'm getting a cyst again, which just freaking happens. So after like a few days of this, and it just not going away, I was like, all right, I'm going to call the doctor, make sure it's a cyst. Hopefully it didn't pop, and we'll move on with our lives.
Right.
I go into the doctor, and I'm like telling her my symptoms, and she's kind of staring at me like I'm a dumbass. And she's like,
You could have been on that show. I didn't know I was pregnant. So I went to take a deuce, and it felt like a very painful deuce. But I was determined to get it out. Oh, it's a poop baby.
And it became a dumpster baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, and she's like, so is there any reason you think you're not pregnant right now? I'm like, lady, I am never pregnant. I'm like, anytime something weird is happening. I
never have been pregnant.
I'm like, anytime something weird's happened with like my lady stuff downstairs, I always assume I'm pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I'm telling you it's a cyst. All right, fine. She's like, I'm going to make you pee in a cup. We'll wait for the results.
Yeah.
And if it's negative, we'll get the, ultrasound to make sure the cyst didn't pop. I'm like, all right, thank you. So I pee in a cup, and she comes in, and suddenly the doctor is playing like some kind of game show where the answer is, and then dramatic pause forever. Oh. And she's like, so the test results are, walks across the room.
You are pregnant.
Sits down in the chair, turns the chair towards me, puts her leg over the other, puts her arm on the table, and goes, you're pregnant.
Oh, that's wild.
I was like, wow, that was a long pause. And I looked at her and go, really? Yeah, the test results came back positive, and I'm like, are you serious right now? Yeah, you're pregnant. I'm giving her this bitch please look.
Yeah.
And we are in a room of silence once again. And finally, she takes a breath to just move on the conversation, and my anxiety comes out of nowhere, hits me, and I'm like hyperventilating. And I'm like, I can't breathe. I'm like sitting here going, oh my God. And she's like, can I call somebody? Is there someone I can call for you? To which
the guy that impregnated me.
To which I responded with, my mom is dead! My mom is dead! And she's like, is there anyone else I can call?
Preferably someone who's alive. Somebody that's going to answer the phone.
So what made me stop hyperventilating was like, do you want me to call the dad? No!
Oh, jeez.
No, we are not calling Kaven. So she's like, all right, we're going to take a blood test. We'll see how far you are. That's fine. So I'm singing a song to myself on my way to Taco Bell because my nerves are up so high. And I'm like, I'm going to go to Taco Bell and everything's going to be all right. Crying through the drive-thru.
Yeah? Wait.
And then I have to wait till Monday for my test results. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything to anybody. They probably read it wrong.
Yeah.
Call me Monday. Instead of going, psych, read the test results wrong, they go, you're 4 weeks pregnant.
Crazy.
Oh, fuck. So I waited 2 weeks to tell Kaven.
Okay.
Worst idea of my entire life, by the way, because that is like the hardest secret to keep.
I want to be thrilled if somebody hit that
mad?
for me.
I wasn't necessarily mad about finding out 2 weeks later, but
yeah,
it would have been nice to get the phone call. Like, I'm at work, Amanda calls me hysterically crying, I'm pregnant.
What did you do to him?
Because worst case scenario, oh sweet, I get a half day.
Yeah,
all right, I'm blocking out.
You did this to me. That'll come when she's giving birth.
No, what I did during the 2 weeks was I tested him a lot. We got into fights. I brought up weird arguments.
Okay, by fights, she went to make breakfast one day because on the weekends I always make breakfast because she just is terrible at eggs. Apparently.
We have stupid pans.
We have amazing pans. Anyway, so she's making eggs, and I'm sitting at the counter, playing on my phone, whatever, and I see her scraping the eggs into the garbage can. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you putting them in the garbage can? Well, they broke.
They broke.
So they're eggs. They taste just the same. You don't have to throw them away. I'm cooking. I'm making the eggs.
Wow.
Oh, okay. All right. You're making the eggs, I guess. I'm just saying you don't need to throw them away. They taste the same whether they're broken or not. Shit.
I had to leave the room because at that point I had no idea what just happened either.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do I play this off? He doesn't know I'm pregnant. What am I going to do? I made up some stupid excuse about his dumb friend.
Are you crying right now?
I'm laughing.
Oh, oh man,
It's been a roller coaster.
right? We found out that like we went to Dave and Buster's, me, my wife, and then Alex and Roberto, and then
those
we had
guys.
a good time. And yes, Roto.
Roto the Popo.
Roto is a police officer.
Oh, no shit.
Yep.
Nice.
But so we go there. We're coming. We have a good time. We're on our way back, and my wife like texts me while she's sitting next to me, saying like I'm late, and I was like, oh yeah, this has happened before. It's
Circle of
you'll be
life.
fine. Yeah. And that day we went to go get ice cream, and I asked her, I was like, hey, what do you want? And she said vanilla, and I said just vanilla, and she said yes. That is what she said. And then when I ordered it. She was sitting right next to me when I ordered that vanilla, and then I give it to her, and she's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "You said just vanilla," and she's like, "No, I didn't." And then she starts crying over ice cream, and I was like, "What is your problem? Like, maybe we should get like you're a little moody. Let's get this test and let's check it out." And then she comes out, and yeah, she was pregnant, and that was with Ashton. Madison was a different story. I was 17.
Can you tell me?
You want me to tell me? I found out you were pregnant. I was
He went to the bar and cried.
I was 17 years. I was 17 years old, and your mom took the test, and it came positive, and my whole life just flashed before my eyes, and I was like, "Wow, I really gotta find out."
And so I
Man.
made a podcast.
Grandpa's gonna kill me.
I'm so grounded.
Yeah, pretty much.
My dad's gonna beat me with a toaster.
And yeah, but then eventually, we told your grandparents. A couple of them weren't thrilled. A couple of them cried. Grandpa Andrew was the most chill out of all of them. I thought he was going to be the worst. I thought he was going to ready to like boot me out of the family, but he just said, "Oh, so I'm going to be a grandpa." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, Drew Anthony, what are we going to do with you?" I don't know.
Not kill me because
that was-
I have a child
That
now.
was the end of the. He's like, "Oh, you'll be fine. Figure it out."
Nice.
So yeah, I was surprised, but yeah. So get ready for. She's gonna go on a whirlwind of emotions. One time, Sierra, when she was pregnant with Ashton, was laughing. We were having a good time, and then she just started crying, and she's got like a real ugly cry. She's not like, like, like. And she knows this. She just blubbers. She blubbers like a child. It just has this face, and I'm like, you're the worst cry I've ever seen in my life. And she's like, ha ha ha. I didn't know what to do. I was like, okay. So get ready for that.
Just have Snickers on hand.
Yeah. Let's talk about this then, because I was gonna save this article for somebody. For an episode when I did one with somebody who has kids, because I was going to talk about some parenting stuff. But
Work in progress.
But here we are. Like, so it was destiny. So recently I saw this on Twitter, and it was like a good news story. So this is a good news story, but I want to kind of see how you feel about it. This person found out she was pregnant, and she was less than a year into her job and everything like that, and she had her daughter 2 months early.
Okay.
So she did not qualify because she hadn't worked there that long for paid maternity leave because she was so new and all that. So people donated their time to her, their like PTO or their vacation days,
Oh, okay.
and gave it to her so she could have enough time to get paid and everything like that. Like, to me, that's not a good news story, because I think no matter where you work, it doesn't matter how long you've been there, you should get maternity leave. You just gave birth. You want to go back to, oh yeah, you'll come back to work next week or what?
I think it's kind of dumb that it wasn't necessarily like paid maternity leave. Like, I guess, well, not necessarily, not that it was dumb. So it was dumb that she wasn't getting maternity leave, period.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily expect them to be like, yeah, we're going to pay you,
Sure.
paid maternity leave. You've only been here like 2.5 months, because that's pretty standard, 90 days before you get your benefits. I think it is pretty awesome that, the solution was, well, I'm going to donate a day of my vacation. So, you can have time off for your kid. That's a really smart way of doing it, because you're not actually losing anything.
I get to do that, but it's just, I felt like this lady should have gotten something. 2 months early. You can't plan for that.
You'd be surprised the amount of people who don't give any fucks that you're pregnant.
I know. And I've experienced that too, especially as like a teenage dad. Like, I still to this day hear about how I should have done things, how it should have gone. And I'm just like, this was 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago. What do you want me to do about it now? And I think I made the right decision, doing the right thing.
I actually just read an article about a mom. I don't know why it was an article to begin with, but apparently it was, about a mom who had a sister-in-law who would just go out of her way to basically torture her about her decision to be a mom. She called her a breeder, a baby breeder.
Oh my God.
And like would point out about how she has all this extravagant and lavish jewelry, but you can't because you chose to breed. And like she brought her first child, like one part in the article was she brought her first child at 9 months old to Christmas. And for years, this sister-in-law refused to let her live down the fact that the baby acted like a baby and soiled itself at Christmas, ruining Christmas for her.
Oh my God. So this lady was just like a straight bitch.
Just completely torturing her to the point where when she was in postpartum depression, she was wondering if she made a mistake bringing these kids into the world because it burdened her sister-in-law so much.
That's ridiculous. I know people that don't want kids, but then don't have kids. That's fine. That's 100% acceptable. Like, I don't care. I ask people sometimes, are you going to have kids? Because if they're married, it's just sometimes people have kids. So that's just, hey, you're going to have kids? And they go, no, I don't think we're going to. Okay, cool.
All right.
Oh, yeah, we'll have kids.
What about dog?
Yeah.
Dogs are cool.
Right. And it's like the typical question you ask someone that got married, are you going to have kids or buy a house? And, all those questions. It doesn't matter what their answer is. You just, some parents are like that. Like, you're not going to have kids? Like, it's like, what does it matter to you?
See, that's something that's starting to pop up between the two of us as we're telling people, because this is the weekend we're telling people.
Okay.
Yeah, it's starting to happen. I'm not looking forward to most of it, but anyway, that's for different reasons. Anyway, like, I forgot my points.
My mom is a brown note.
I wasn't going to bring up your mom.
Yeah.
So I'm also suffering from pregnancy brain where I forget to instantly.
Oh, okay. I just call that being forgetful for me. I can't use,
I have no
I wish I
excuse.
could use pregnancy brain. Oh, I got pregnancy brain. What do you mean? My wife's pregnant. I forget things.
It's
No.
sympathy pregnancy brain.
Yeah.
For instance, like I went to go drink my Snapple. I saw the cap was on there. I kept trying to drink it
That's
without
funny.
taking it off.
Well, they have those things. What do they call it? They call it something like when somebody's pregnant, your significant other like tends to gain weight with you because you eat the same stuff that they eat, which is kind of cool, kind of fun. And that's definitely true. When my wife was pregnant with Ashton, man, I ate like trash, and it was delicious.
Yeah, our system that we've worked out so far is we'll get Amanda whatever it is that she wants that day. She'll eat half of it, and then 2 days later, I'll eat it out of the fridge because she can't do leftovers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's been terrible. I've lost 15 pounds.
I think it's pretty common actually.
Yeah.
To lose weight when you're pregnant, and then you'll come and go and everything like that. But update my computer, you stupid thing. Remind me later. I swear, one of these days, I'm just going to lose my mind on this frickin'... Yeah, then we'd have to redo this all. I'd be very upset. I'd have to pretend to be surprised and shocked.
When you get a new computer, just Office Space it.
Pregnant.
What? Oh, wow.
That's amazing news that I'm just finding out for the first time right now.
That'd actually be pretty good, I think.
And the baby's yours.
Whoa. Plot twist.
Bum bum.
Kevin's here to kick your ass.
And that's why we came over. So
Talk about the brown note. You're about to get a whole mess of it. We're going to make a song out of them notes. Here we go.
no, the prenatal vitamins. And what happens is when I take them, I burp, and I haven't had any, but it tastes like orange soda.
Okay.
But when I go and pee, it's Mountain Dew. Have you ever had Baumeister orange soda? Because that is literally what I am right now.
No.
So Baumeister is pretty much local to like Green Bay, Kewanee area.
It doesn't mean he doesn't travel.
Well, I know he doesn't travel, but
Actually,
like
I
nobody
actually
heard.
just think she had a Baumeister soda today.
Oh, really? Yeah, but anyway.
Thanks.
So Baumeister orange soda
Okay.
is the color of Mountain Dew. Like it's in a brown bottle, so you don't see it unless you pour it out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like straight up lemon, lime, yellow, green.
Oh, really? It tastes like
but
orange?
Tastes like orange. It's fantastic.
Yeah, she had a Baumeister cream soda today.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Look at that.
Their orange soda's fantastic. It's probably the best of their sodas.
I'll have to try to do it. I don't drink too much soda these days.
Just poop beer.
I miss soda. It's good.
I miss a lot of things.
Yeah, you can't do a lot.
I can't eat anything I want anymore. No.
That sucks.
No, it's terrible.
Well, it'll be good.
This process sucks. I don't sleep.
You'll have to let me know what you're having. I do get rid of clothes very often, so
Okay.
I will give you. It might take a little bit for the kid to fit in them, but we'll get you some stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I'll let you know right now. I want a boy. He wants a girl.
Yeah. As long as it's healthy.
I don't care. I told everybody.
I want a
if
sick
it's-
baby.
If it's a freaking girl, I am disowning this.
I just want this little fully dependent on me.
No matter what happens, you're gonna love your kid, and it'll be good. But that's what everybody says. I don't really care as long as it's healthy. It's like, nah, you know you want one or the other.
No, I want it to be a boy. If it's a girl, I am disowning it, for it has already betrayed me. I'm gonna take good care of my kid. Don't call
I know
CPS.
you will. No, you'll be fine.
Don't call CPS.
You can't call them when they're in the womb. I mean,
Oh, good.
I don't think. I don't know. Well, yeah. When Madison's mom was pregnant, I kind of had a feeling. I was like, yeah, I think it's gonna be a girl, and it was, and I was happy with that. And then when my wife was pregnant, I was like, yeah, I want a boy because I have a girl. I want a boy, and then I had a boy. Now I'm good. Now I just gotta save up some money eventually, buy a house, get a vasectomy, and we're good.
Good dog.
There you go.
Good dog.
What?
The dog
At
might
least 2 dogs, one for me and one for our whole family.
that might be after the vasectomy. I feel like
Yeah.
that's more important right now. You
Vasectomies
can
are
always
good.
get a dog, but
Right. And sometimes I do get baby brain. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind having another little baby around, be a little cutie and have fun. But then I go babysit my nieces. There's 3 of them, and then I have you with me, and then I'm like, wow, no.
I don't know.
Never
I find
again.
it difficult sometimes to be around other people's kids, mostly because I know that I can't discipline them.
It's really weird when you're around other people's kids because you don't know how to, especially if it's like a stranger's kids. You don't know how you should act around them. One time I was at a park. I was with Ashton. It was during the day. Maston was in school, and he's playing or whatever. And then there's this little kid, maybe a year old or something like that. He's bumming on the playground by himself. The mom's on the other side of the playground, but he was like walking like towards me, and you know how they have all those like step up things, like, you know, the things that you climb up to get to the platform. The kid was getting to the end of that, like really close.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, if this kid takes one more step, he's gonna fall and get really hurt. And I was just like, and then like he kind of like started going that way, and then I put my hand out just because I was getting ready. You know, I'm a dad. I don't want any kid in front of me to get hurt. And the lady's like, he's fine. I was like, okay. I will.
Brain damage, that's fine.
Yeah,
Fine with me.
I'll walk away, and when your kid falls, that's not my problem then, I guess. But then there's been times where I have ignored it because it's not my kid, and then something happens, and the parents like look at you, and I was like, bro, like I had nothing to do with this. It's really I like going to the park, bringing my kids to the park because it's fun. You know, it's good exercise and it's good for them to be active. At the same time, I hate it because there's other people's kids all over the place, and you just want to drop kick them. There's ones and there's such like horrible parents. One time I was pushing my son in a swing, and there was another kid that wanted to go in the swing, and he's like, mom, and she's like, I bring you here to get my alone time. That's what she said, to like get time away from you.
You bring your child to a public place where strangers could easily take him if you're not
Right.
paying attention.
And she's like,
so you can have alone time.
right. And that's what she said.
okay,
She's
yeah.
like, I bring you here to get a break. And I was like, this kid is like 3 years old at the oldest. Like, that's a horrible thing to say to your kid. You know, like, if your kid wants to get pushed in the swing, push his ass in the swing.
I mean, pushing a kid in a swing, like, you don't have to pay attention
It's
like
easy.
that closely to it. Take
one-
up your Kindle, put it in one hand, and just
Push the kid.
push the kid.
Yeah. And then the kid looks at me and goes, can you push me? And I was just like, my answer, I'm always pretty blunt. I'm like, sorry, you're not my kid. and they're like, oh, and I'm like, these days you just can't. Like I'm not.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Everybody's so freaking opinionated on everything.
Yeah.
Like,
So my best advice is go to the park at like 9 a.m. when there's no one there, and it's awesome.
We're skipping school today. Why? So you can go to the park.
Yeah. Well,
Daddy needs his alone time.
And then everyone once the baby's born, and they'd be like, "Oh, there goes your sleep." People are gonna sit there and tell you like how awful it is to be a parent, but I love being a parent. Yeah, there's
how is losing sleep because you have a child different than working a job till 10 p.m., going out and partying until about 2 or 3, and then going to your job again on maybe 6 or 5 hours of sleep?
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
I mean, how's that different?
And they probably feel a lot worse too.
Yeah, right?
Maybe.
More like terrible.
Yeah.
You know, you're not eating right. You're probably hungover, having beer poop.
Yeah, those are the worst.
Oddly satisfying, though. I will let you know.
Yeah, afterwards it feels great. But people that I thought were my friends, and they were my friends, but they would just crack jokes, and it really bothered me. Like I really got upset about, because I'm just like, this isn't a joke. Like this is, at the time, you don't. When I'm 18 years old, I have a lot of things going on. I have to evaluate how I'm gonna do things, where I'm gonna work. Am I gonna go back to school and all this kind of stuff? And I ended up going back to school and working full time, school full time, taking care of Madison full time. It was for 5 years, and I did it.
Yep.
So, and I am where I am now, and I don't regret it. But you have to like process all of that. You're going through, like, you don't really know who you are when you're 18 years old. You don't know, like, you're kind of getting a personality a little bit, kind of thinking about what you want out of life and kind of discovering what life is. And then people crack all these jokes about a pretty serious thing, and they just think it's funny. Like we were in the pasta aisle one time, and, oh, look at this. And they showed it to me as like Prego soup or like sauce. I was like, oh, hilarious. One of the managers even kept calling me baby daddy. Like one of my bosses kept calling me that, and then I just blew up on him.
Dude, when I worked there, they used to make fun of my teeth and call me Smiley. Yeah, I get it.
Really?
Yeah, the manager would walk around with the other managers just to make fun of me at 6 o'clock in the morning, and of course I wasn't allowed to talk back, so.
Was that Mark?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. But no, like, I seriously get the friend thing, because we're going to be basically you just, 10 years later.
Yeah.
I'm the first in the entirety of all my friends, minus you, to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some of them are not kid people.
Well, that doesn't matter. I mean,
so I'm wondering, I'm like curious, like, we're going to tell them today, and like my paranoia, my anxiety is high. I've been having, I don't know if your wife had this, but when you get pregnant, you have like insanely vivid and weird dreams. Like every night's a roller coaster of weirdness.
I don't know what she did.
Like
maybe
it just makes no sense. And like my dreams are telling me like they're going to like outcast you into like Baby Island somewhere. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of my friends that kind of now are having kids. I do have one friend that has 2 kids. My friend Cody's on his 3rd. Excuse me. He's
Didn't one of your friends just finally have a kid? When we were on radio together, you're like, he's finally pregnant.
Josh. Yeah, Josh had a kid.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then I have another friend that's pregnant, and it's kind of building up a little bit. A lot of people are getting married, a lot of people are getting pregnant, but when there's been times where I bring my son places to my friend's house, and there's friends of theirs that aren't necessarily my friends that don't like kids. So then when my son goes up to them and they're like, "Oh, I don't know how to respond," and they just say like dumb things like that.
It's a tiny human.
It annoys me. It annoys me because they're just like, "Oh, I don't really like kids." I'm like, "Oh, congrats." Then go away. I'm like, I'm at my friend's house and they love my kids. They like hanging out with my kids. Just because you're here, I'm not gonna. There's been times where I've just kind of abruptly left. Like I'm just like, all right, we're gonna go, and they're, oh, why? And I don't say anything, but it's because they like look at they're like, ugh, like get it away or something like that. And it just bothers me. So I relate to it. My friends don't mind that I have kids. It's when there's a bigger gathering and there's friends of friends that kind of ruin it.
No, when I was living in Florida, I was dating this chick that had a kid, and her and I started dating when the kid had just turned 1 year old.
Okay.
So I wasn't there for like the baby part of it, but I helped raise this kid for however long it was, 2.5 years, whatever. And the one thing that I hate the most is like, oh, you're having kids. Yeah, there goes all your dreams, and you're never going to be able to do anything. Like, just take the kid with you. Like, well, you can't take kids anywhere. They scream and cry and they throw fits in public and blah blah. No, you teach them how to act right. You don't be a complacent parent.
Also,
oh, I'm just going to listen to my kids scream in this restaurant.
Also, just so you know, like kids when they're like 0 to like 3, everything is free for them.
Right.
You can basically just tote around this tiny sack of human and get in free everywhere. It is not a financial burden at that point.
There is times where it is a little more difficult to have like a younger kid with me, or like certain restaurants. You know, Ashton gets a little antsy. He does the typical kid things, like goes under the table, goes to the other side, and things like that. And yeah, sometimes he gets a little fussy, but if he gets too bad, I just get up and bring him outside. And I say, hey, like, this isn't how he acts. When you calm down, we'll go back in. And then eventually he calms down and we'll go back in. And
we went out to eat at Red Lobster one time down in Florida. And we had just gotten there and just got sat down, and there was an older couple that was sitting next to us, and Lillian started playing with the silverware and the like sugar packets and that kind of stuff, or whatever it was that was on the table, doing 2-year-old stuff. Mm-hmm. And she started getting antsy, so we had like this little kids iPad type deal,
right,
with like educational games and shit on it for her. So we got it out and gave it to her to keep her entertained, to keep her calm.
And then you get judged about that.
And while we're in Red Lobster, and the people next to us are like, I can't believe that you're letting her play with video games. This is what's wrong with parents these days, is they just put a video game in front of them, and I'm just like, she is not bothering you. She is learning something while she's not bothering anybody, so we can enjoy a nice meal.
And that's the thing that like that too really annoys me is if your kid sits there and screams and cries, you get judged. But if you give him a device or something with like an app, or even if it's just they're watching a movie on Netflix or something to calm them down while you're there, you get judged. Like, you can't win.
No matter what, you're gonna get judged.
And my son uses an iPad. And a lot of the games, some of them are just like games, but some of them, a lot of them are educational. Like, he got into puzzles because of an app that we had. So he had a little puzzle app and he was doing it. And then we got him actual puzzles, and he loves them. He'll sit there for, a half hour and he'll do it all by himself, put them all together. And like, I was like really pumped when he put a puzzle in front of me together. I was real typical dad, like corny dad stuff, but I was super excited. I was like, hell yeah, man. Like, you're really proud of them and everything, but there's something to be said. You can give them educational things. When we were younger, I watched Blue's Clues, or I watched things on TV. That's really no different than giving them an educational app on a phone.
Right. Yeah, it's like, all right, well, I'm sorry that in the dinosaur age you guys scribbled on rocks.
Right.
Like, sorry that technology has advanced since your time, Grandpa.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they should sit there all day. Obviously, you don't want to do that.
Absolutely not.
Like, you can give it to them.
And there definitely are parents that are just like, you're in my way. Just go zone out in front of the TV.
I make it a point to
my only issue with it is I hate parents who don't even try to communicate with their kid. They're just like, here.
Yeah.
That part I don't like.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on where you're at. But like, I don't like bringing my kids to the grocery store just because they whine, because it's boring. Nobody likes going to the grocery. I hate going to the grocery store. I hate grocery shopping, but I gotta do it. I gotta feed the kids. Can't always take them to McDonald's, as easy as that is.
And butchering a pig in the basement might just be too traumatic for them. No, see, I'm totally perfectly fine with, like, once the kid comes out. Like, I helped my sister raise her first couple kids for a few years because she was in that phase where she didn't really want to be a mom. And her and my mom decided that I would babysit, and it would be, hey, come over, I gotta leave and do something for an hour, which would turn into 8 hours, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that kind of stuff I'm fine. I raised my little brother. I'm good with that. It's just what's going on right now where it's inside my body, but I have absolutely no control of what's going on. I'm not particularly a fan of this.
It's a different, I would imagine it's a different experience. I can't say, I know what it's like.
It's not fun. Like, my sister's on her 5th kid. I don't know why she likes this.
Wow.
Yeah, she's about to pop like any day now.
Yeah, people like it. I saw my wife had a pretty bad pregnancy. Sick all the time and did not do well. And then she's like, when when she was giving birth, she was like throwing up. This is so push, vomit, push, and vomit some more. It was, stuff going in, stuff coming out. It was just
This section of Le Mans.
it was just horrible, and I felt so bad for her. And then I'm trying to be supportive, and her breathing was pretty staggered. Like she needed to breathe a little bit more, and so I'm like, hey, you gotta breathe, you gotta push. I'm trying. And I was just like, hey, just try to be encouraging and help you out a little bit. Like,
A question for you though. Did you look at what was happening down there?
The first time, no. With Madison, I did not watch her come out. I wasn't ready for it. I was a young lad, and I did at the end watch Ashton come out, and it was weird. I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, I cut both of their umbilical cords. I don't really think that's really too important, but I did. I mean, it's the thing people do, I guess. But
I mean, you can just tell your kid, I cut you when you were born.
I cut you. I cut you on day one. I'll cut you right now if you don't settle down. That's a good one. I like it.
There you go.
That's a good
That's
threat.
a gift for you.
Yeah. But it's when the baby's born, you're going through like a whirlwind of emotions, but you're happy, and it's exciting. And first time you see your kid, you just realize, yeah, this was the right thing, and at least for me, that's what I felt. And yeah, it's of course there's tough times, but you'll like it. You guys will be good parents.
See, what I'm secretly hoping is that when I give birth, that'll be the first fart. I think that's
You still haven't farted?
No. And it's been hard because now that I'm pregnant, I'm gassy all the time and sick.
Just let it loose. Let it loose. He's gonna watch a child exit you.
No, I'm not.
Well,
It's like my eyes are gonna be up there.
he'll be in the room next to you. I hope when the child
no.
exits you. But at this point, I think a toot is acceptable. I think you guys are gonna be married. You're gonna be parents together. You got a toot right now? Should we get a fart mic
Actually,
going?
no, I'm pretty good right now.
Oh, okay.
And the married thing, actually, we will not be married before this kid comes.
Well, that's
out.
okay.
Like, there's
You
no.
will.
I mean, financially, it's not going to work,
Right.
Because there's no way we could afford the kid then.
With this podcast, we just found out that you're getting married. We found out that you're pregnant. Now it's time to do number 3 and to have you toot. It'd be an important.
I would love to do that for you
the
right now,
trifecta.
but there's just nothing going on down there.
Give it a little. And see what happens.
Pressure's on.
War. And then a little. I get out of bed, like I have to wait for him to leave.
Oh,
I'll hear the footsteps down the stairs, and I'm like, it's time. And I just let it go for like 10 minutes.
Rolls over after your alarm. About 5 minutes afterwards. Well, about that time. It's 2:30. There we go.
Let me tell you, it feels so good when it's done.
I pride myself on the potency of my farts, and how often I can do it. Some days. What?
You fart all the time when I sleep in your bed, and it stinks. And I keep on telling you, and you say it's not you, but it really is you. I know that because it smells so
the fart fairy.
bad in there.
And that's one thing you have to look forward to is children sneaking in your bed, and then you fart, and then they yell at you, and you go, ah!
God, how long have you been here?
What have you?
I had a bad dream. Well, my farts are gonna be worse. Get out of here.
Oh, that was a dream. This is reality.
I used to have bad dreams.
I know, all the time.
And I used to come in your bed.
Yep, you did. One of these days. Usually now I have my bed to myself, which is nice. One of the perks of working third shift is when I get up, they go to bed.
Nice.
Or they're already sleeping and like they fall asleep on the couch or in.
Well, what do you do when you have a bad dream?
I don't really have bad dreams too often.
You don't dream? Like, do you
I dream, yeah.
Okay, because he doesn't, and it baffles me.
I've had pretty lucid dreams. Like I've done the lucid dreaming thing.
Yeah.
It just happens. Not too often, but yeah, I think more often than normal it's happened to me. Last night I had a dream, and I think I talked about it on here, but maybe a couple months ago, it's been a while, but you have a dream when you're peeing. Like you have a dream that you have to go pee, and in your dream you pee, and then in real life you pee. I straight up one time I woke up and I was like, oh no. And then like I had to like take the sheets off and everything like that. And I'm 27 years old and I tell my wife, I was just like, I just wet the bed. She's like, what? Just like I had a dream I was peeing, and so every time like I have a dream that I'm peeing, I try to get, hopefully I'm in that lucid state where I can just open my eyes. And I'm pretty good. Whenever I have a bad dream, I'm really good at just waking up.
See, my bad dreams, like my brain does not like me. My bad dreams will be in the room that I'm sleeping in.
Oh, really?
And like my door's going to open and it's somebody either who's dead or some kind of creepy guy coming
like
into my
Sixth Sense,
room.
maybe.
And trying to grab me. And like, you ever have those dreams where you're trying to run or you're trying to scream?
I wish I had dreams someone was trying to grab me, you know?
Well, it's not like that, let me tell you.
Oh, bummer.
But like, no, you ever have it where you're trying to scream and like now your body, you just can't? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that ends up happening. And then when I wake up, I can't tell if I'm awake or not.
Sure.
So I actually try to start screaming.
Yeah, I've been there.
Which is not fun for him.
Right. One time I was sleeping and Sierra used to work some really weird hours, but she, I was like dead asleep and she must have gotten up already. And then she came back in the room and I wake up and I just see this shadow figure coming towards me and I freaked. Like I screamed. I was like, ah! Like, you know, I was just like, and then I reach over and I realize she's gone. And I was just like, oh, and she's like, what's going on? Are you okay? Are you okay? And then she like sat on the bed for like a minute and just gets up and walks out. And I was just like, and I'm like, my heart's racing, and she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was just like, I thought you were someone else. Like,
you didn't have your makeup on yet.
It was freaking.
Jesus.
And then for like the next month, she would just be like, every time she would walk in, it's me, like just running. And I was ready to throw some punches. Like I was about to, and then I realized she was gone. I was like, oh. Okay, we're fine. It was bad. My mom was is still the worst. She like gets just excited or so jumpy all the time. My son will like walk and stumble and she'll, you know, like she thinks like something bad's gonna happen. But when she's sleeping, she used to always be like, "Wake me up when you get home." You know, I'm supposed to be home I could show up at 3 a.m. She would have never known, and I would go, Mom. Like,
oh my God.
I was like, God, I'm home. Okay. You know, or she would like be half awake and I would like tell her, I'd be like, hey, I'm home. Okay. And she'll like talk to me. And one time I was like, hey Mom, can I get $50? Yeah. You know, and
yeah, like I guess my older sister used to sleep talk and I never knew this until I think the year before my mom died. And my mom had this magical trick of whenever my sister skipped school, that'd be the only time my mom would ask,
"Oh, really?
How was your day?"
And she'd be like, "I didn't."
And
go.
my sister would just have to like make something up. But that'd be the only time she would ever ask my sister was, "How was your day at school?" is when
really?
she skipped. And it turns out my sister slept talk, so my mom would be there and be like, "And then what are you going to do tomorrow, Aaron?" And my sister would tell her.
Oh, geez.
She apparently tried it with all of us. And I'm like, is that how you knew everything?
That's crazy.
I mean, much on a parental scale, that is freaking brilliant.
It is pretty genius. So you have to try that. I didn't really sleep talk too much. I'm a pretty like light sleeper. I kind of wake up to like noises. All of a sudden, the one time I was in a deep sleep, I freaked. But yeah, otherwise, I wake up pretty easily to like pretty much any noise. Unfortunately.
See, I'm a little bit weird. Like I'm kind of a heavy sleeper. Like noises and bumps and stuff in the house don't really bother me. But somebody can be like downstairs and whisper my name, and I'm immediately.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's weird. When Madison was born, man, like I was always on edge. Like, you know, she'd be sleeping in her crib next to me, and then I would sleep, and she'd make like just a little noise, and I'm up looking at her. I'm like, you're all right, you know, and then nothing. I'd go back to sleep. Oh God, you know, and that kind of happened with Ashton too. I was just always any little noise that they would make, and they would always be sleeping, and I was just awake at the wrong times, and that's why I lost more sleep, like worrying about the little noises they make versus when they're actually crying.
I have that issue with my dogs, and my solution was taking their collar off so I couldn't hear them move.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it works like a charm.
Yeah, that could work. But yeah, you might get that once the baby's in the world.
I can't take their collar off.
Well, yeah,
so.
they don't wear collars. You don't wear collars.
It makes me think of Scrubs when the janitor's like, "This is a baby crate." It's a dog crate.
Yeah.
It's where you stick babies.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, you could. But well, congratulations! I'm excited for you. I'm glad that you shared the news with this world.
Yeah, I was gonna have to eventually.
Someone's got to know about it. You can do a Lady Bitch Time episode on it?
Yeah, I'm going to as soon as I actually tell people. Because, like, one thing that's pissing me off is, like, my sister, she announced it on Facebook, and I was literally on the phone with my grandma a couple hours ago. And she's like, yeah, your sister still hasn't called to tell me she's pregnant. And she's like, I kind of, I'm hurt that she won't call. And my sister, I mentioned it to her, she's like, why do I have to call people? It's on Facebook.
Well, it's different. Yeah, you need to tell the people that are important in your life before you post it on Facebook.
So she's like, why don't you just post it on Facebook?
You did an episode of that.
Yeah, she's like, why don't you just post it on there? Why are you going to everyone one by one? And I'm like, because I like telling people news in person.
Well, if it's a family member or something like that, like, what if they don't check Facebook for a week?
Yeah.
And then they just don't see it. And then, like, one day you show up with a kid and they're like, what?
I'm sort of hoping we could do that with his mom, but apparently that's not going to be a possibility.
No, not
your
yet.
mom doesn't know.
Nope.
How do you think she's going to take it?
Overbearingly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
She shoves her face in everybody's business when she shouldn't. Like,
bummer.
My mom has this disillusion that she was the best parent in the world.
She's not.
Spoilers. She's not.
Best of luck to you. I'm pretty excited for you.
Just getting nice locks on the door.
It'll be good. Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah.
So let's plug your podcast real quick.
Lady Bitch Time. I bitch about random stuff. I have people on there sometimes if I can figure it out. That's always fun.
Yeah.
And it's every Tuesday. So if you have something you want to bitch about, you can even send me audio clips. I don't care. I'll continue your bitch for you. But email me at it's ladybtime@gmail.com.
There you go.
Or Twitter or Facebook or I don't know if you stalk me, mail.
Those are the main ones. Yeah. Cool. Well, I enjoy your podcast, even though I'll have to listen to the one obviously where you drop the knowledge of getting engaged.
Yeah.
Sometimes I listen to them at work, and a lot of times I play podcasts, but then I'm like in tune to kind of what I'm doing at work, that it's more like background noise. So like I save the ones that I actually want to listen to till like I'm in a longer car ride or something like that. So I don't always get to them every single week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like when you're reading a book, but then your mind drifts and you're like, what did I just read?
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of what it goes to. So like, and I get mad at myself when I do put them on. I'm like, shoot, I didn't really hear any of that. Now I have to go back and re-listen to it. So
well, you know what? Here's another gift for you. Now that you know I'm pregnant, now you have sympathy pregnancy brain. Because there you go. Anytime you get dumb, that's for you.
There we go. I got it.
I can't remember what's going on because my friend's pregnant.
Yeah. I like it. I'll use it. I'll use that in the future for the time being. So, but yeah, we enjoyed some Against the Grain Brewery, Louisville, Texas. It's a brewer owned, apparently. The Brown Note. It was pretty good. And we go with drink it or dump it. Amanda can't speak towards it, but I say drink it. It's a good beer. It's like it's got a good taste to it. I didn't really taste some of the malts and stuff that they said, but yeah, it's good.
I mean, my can's been empty for about 15 minutes, so that'll tell you.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. I would actually sit down and drink like a whole 4-pack by myself.
Yeah.
Which I don't drink beer, so that's a good one.
Good work Against the Grain. So we're drinking it. Amanda, Kaven, congratulations. I'm happy for you, and we'll maybe we'll do like a live podcast from the birthing room or something like that. And on that note, the brown note, the baby note, the engagement note,
the poop note.
We're dropping a lot of shit on you on this episode.
Pew Pew Audio. Goodbye, everyone.